Hey guys, alright, today I have a mat Pilates workout for you. We are going to be using just one prop today, one light dumbbell. I have a 3-pounder with me today. 3 pounds should be perfect. Alright, no more than 4 pounds. This is going to be a live recorded session, so if you're watching me and you hear me kind of talk or look at I'm looking at my Zoom attendees, so that's why it may seem a little different, but follow along, you should get a great workout. If you have any comments or questions for me, please feel free to leave them below the video on YouTube. I always check them, but I'm also JessPFit on social media, so you can find me there as well. I'm real easy to reach out to, okay? So, we'll get going, let's get started. From teaching another class completely different, so if I lose my train of thought for a minute, that's probably why, but I should be here. All right, so we're gonna come down in a 4-point position. This is how we're gonna warm up, okay? I want you to make sure that the top of your feet are nice and flat on the mat, so the front of your ankle is open. We're not tucking the toes. Our wrists are underneath our shoulders, our knees are directly underneath our hips, and we're already drawing that belly button up and in, okay? So we're gonna roll those shoulder blades down and around the ribs, and from here, we're gonna come into a cat-cow. So we're gonna exhale as we nod the chin to the chest, and we're gonna round the spine. So I want you to think about curling the tailbone under the body, nodding the chin to the chest, and then as you inhale, you're gonna look up and you're gonna let that tailbone wag up behind you. Exhale, nod the chin to the chest, round the spine, curl the tailbone. Inhale, release that and unwind. Good. Exhale, round and curl. Good. Inhale, release. So getting that spinal flexion, so important through the rest of the movement through class. Kind of getting that spine to articulate a little bit. Last 2. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, release. Good. Last 1. Exhale, round. Keep the shoulder blades hugging the ribs. Good. Inhale, release. And come all the way back to your flat back. Okay. From here, we are going to turn those toes under now. So we're going to come into a hover position. On your next inhale breath, I want you to think about wrapping the shoulder blades around the ribs. Draw those knees off the floor just 1 inch and hold. Holding and breathing. So this is a little core activation right here. Firing up those abdominals. I want you to think those transverse abdominal muscles are already working, but I want you to think about pulling your palms closer to your knees. Don't actually move them. Okay, this is internal. I want you to think about pulling them towards your thighs. That should light up your entire core. You're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, last 3. You've got 2. And set those knees down nice and soft. We're going to do that same thing again. Remember, you're actively pulling the palms towards you. That's going to fire the abdominals, okay? Reaching the tailbone away from the crown of the head. Inhale, breath. Hovers those knees. We hold. We draw the palms towards the knees internally, firing up those abdominals. You should be shaking with that movement. Holding that there. I want you to think about spiraling your biceps forward so you get out of your shoulders and into your back. You're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, you've got 3, last 2, set those knees down. Now on our next hover, we're going to add flexion. So we're going to inhale, hover the knees, and now we're going to exhale as we nod our chin and round our spine, but don't pick up your knees. Don't lift them any higher than that 1 inch. And then inhale back to a flat back. Exhale, curl the spine, don't move the knees, and then come back to your flat back. Exhale, round and curl. Good, think of a puppet string on the center of that spine, middle of the thoracic spine, rounds. You don't lift your knees any higher. We've got 4 more. Exhale, round. Inhale, release. Exhale. On your release, you're coming back to a flat back, not like the cat-cow. You're coming back to that nice flat back. Last two. Good, and last one. And hold it right there. Don't let your knees go down. We're going to take our right hand and we're going to step it out, and our left hand's going to follow. Now our left hand is going to walk back to the 4-point position, and our right hand follows. Now our left hand walks out, right hand follows, right hand walks back, left hand follows. So you keep alternating that leading arm, okay? Coming right back to that 4-point kneel every time. Keeping the knees nice and low. Good, you guys. Almost there. We got 4 more. Good. Last 3. Good, you've got 2. And last one. And set those knees down. All right, go ahead and grab your weight. We are going to come back to that plank, but I wanted to give you a minute. Set that weight down right in the middle of you. Okay? More towards the front because we're going to come back into the plank position. We're going to take this into a rolling side plank. So, you're going to step those hands back out and come into your best plank. All right, hips are down. We're breathing into the back of the ribs. Belly buttons pulled up and in. I'm going to keep my left hand on the floor, fingers spread out nice and wide, and my right hand is going to grab that weight, and I'm going to swivel and open up to the right. Bring that weight back down to the middle, swivel, and come up on your left. Place the weight back down in the middle, swivel. You're swiveling your feet. Okay, make sure you're rotating through the feet. They come into a staggered position on the side of the foot. Good, fully opening up that chest. Obviously working that shoulder, waistline's working. Adding a little extra work to those transverse abdominis muscles by grabbing that weight. Good, you guys, we're almost there. We got 4 more after this one. Set it down, rolling onto that left hand, pick up that weight. Good, set it down, rolling onto the right, pick up that weight. If you need a moment, take that moment and then get right back into it. We're rolling, opening on the right. Now on your next one, you're gonna hold your plank to the left. Okay, so I've got my left arm up in the air. My legs are staggered. Now my arm, palm is gonna face away from my head. I'm going to lower my arm and bring it back up. I'm going to lower and bring it back up. You've got 4. Good. Last 3. You've got 2. Last one. You can always set your bottom knee down. All right, now on your next one, you're going to bring that left arm up in the air, roll back through center. Right arm is going to grab the weight, and you're going to open up on the right, okay? Now, same thing, palm faces away from you. Bring it down and back up. If you need to take your bottom knee and bring it to the floor for support, that's an option, okay? So either way, feet out or knee down. You've got 4 more. Good. Last 3. Good, you got 2. All right, we're rolling one more time. We've got 1 more set. Good, on your next one, hold that right arm up. Set the weight down in the center. Come back to your right hand. Remember, you can always set that knee down, but we are gonna do a little pull here. So, we're gonna bend the knees, set the hip down, and bring it all the way back up. Bend the knees, let the inner thighs open, set your right hip onto the floor, and then bring it back up, right shoulder over wrist. Good, so it's down, set the hip down, and come all the way back up. You've got 4 right here. I want you to think about the line from your skull out the top of your head. Nice long spine. Good, keep that neck in line with the rest of the spine. Good, last two. And we got one more, bringing it all the way up. Good, all the way down. Good, lift it one more time. Roll it through center. This is our last roll. We're coming onto the right side, or left side, sorry. From here, same thing. Bend the knees, set the left hip down. Keep that crown of head reaching away as you extend, okay? Good, you guys. Set the hip down and then lift it back up. Set it down, let the knees open, and bring it back. You've got 4 more. This is it. Good. Last 3. Coming into those abdominals. Last 2. Good, you guys. Last 1. Send it all the way back up. And now you can sit it all the way down. Nice job. All right, come onto your back. I'm gonna straighten out my mat a little bit. All right, we're coming all the way down into for a scissor. Then now I mixed up something, so we'll come back. All right, so come all the way down onto your back. All right, now that weight is gonna be in your right hand, and your left hand is gonna come behind your head in that half airplane position. Okay, now, my legs are gonna come up over my hips, all right? From here, my right palm is gonna face my legs, but I'm gonna bring that arm just in front of my ear, so it's a little bit above my head. Now, I'm gonna twist and reach for my left ankle as my right leg lowers, and then I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna take my right arm to my left leg, and then I'm gonna bring it back. Now, as I bring this up, my right leg is lowering. Yes. And then I bring it back. I'm twisting my right ribs towards my left inner thigh. Okay? So that reach is helpful, right, to kind of get that lift. But I want you to think about the left shoulder blade staying on the floor. Yes. All right, nice and controlled. You've got that neutral spine. We're not mashing the low back into the ground. We're keeping lots of length on the front body as we curl. Yes, you got it. Good. We've got 4. Now that weight, if you need to take that weight and set it down, go ahead and do that. This is challenging without the weight. Last 2. Last 1. Good, bring it all the way back down. Now, both hands are gonna take the weight. Okay, we're gonna fold the knees and set the toes down on the mat. So my knees are bent, toes are down, and I've got that weight, and I'm gonna bring my biceps just in front of my ears again, so the weight is a little bit overhead. Now from here, I'm gonna curl through center as I unfold the knees, and then fold the knees and tap the toes and reach the arms back. It's a curl and lift, and then I bring it all the way back. Good, curl and lift. Now what I want you to manage, as you bring those arms overhead, I want you to make sure that those ribs are not just flailing open. So if the arms coming over your head is too much, keep them over your forehead. Okay, and then you can do the reach from there. Same thing. Okay, I want you to manage the rib cage. Keep them closed. Good, keeping that curl through center. Good, nice reach. Control unfolding at the knee. Good, let's go for 4. Last 3. Yes, you guys, really good. Last 2, slow and controlled. Good. On your next one, you're gonna hold it up there. We're gonna reach, we're just gonna pulse, reaching for our toes with that weight. It's a little extra deepening of that abdominal curl. Yes, good. We're not mashing the low back. The low back touches the ground naturally with the deepening of that curl. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower it all the way down. All right, left hand takes the weight, palm facing forward. Both legs up, right hand behind the head for that half airplane position. All right, now on this one, we're gonna curl and reach to the right leg as the left leg lowers. And then we bring it back. It's a curl and a twist, and then we bring it back. So my right shoulder blade stays on the floor, my left shoulder blade picks up, and I reach that shoulder blade for my right inner thigh. So really thinking about that left rib basket. Good, you guys. Excellent. Keeping it here. Good. We've got 6. Reaching for that ankle. Last 5. Good. You've got 4. Last 3. Good. You've got 2. And last 1. And bring it all the way down. All right, I think I'm gonna flip us over because I did forget something and I wanna make sure we do it. Let me just double check. Oh no, you know what, we'll stay where we're at. We'll stay where we're at. Okay, so you're gonna come all the way on your back, stay on your back. Okay, that weight is gonna come on top of your shins. Okay, so you've got a tabletop position, knees over hips, shins parallel with the floor, weight right on top of those shins, so your legs are closed. Okay, hands in that airplane position, we're cradling the base of our skull. All right, so I want you to always think about a tractioning lift as you curl. Now, we're gonna hold our legs where they're at, and we're gonna exhale as we take an abdominal curl. Inhale as we release. Exhale, we curl. Inhale, release. Now, your hands are behind your head. They have a purpose. I want you to think about tractioning or pulling your skull out as you curl up. Okay, so you're lengthening the spine. Use those hands to lengthen and pull on that spine. Now we're not pulling the chin to the chest, okay? We keep lots of space there. All right, draw the tips of the shoulder blades off the floor. That low back has some space, but when we curl, we close that space. Good, you got it, you got it. Keeping it here for 4. Last 3. Those were a few things. It took me a long time to understand about those abdominal curls, is that traction is so important. Last 2. All right, now we're going to continue the ab curl, but we're also going to extend the legs. So we're going to curl, extend the legs, and bring it back. Good. Curl, extend the legs, and bring it back. Good. Traction the spine, lifting with length. If you need to take the weight off of your shins, do that, okay? You don't need to have it. Obviously, as an extra added challenge. You've got 4 more, and we're coming into a hold. 4. Good. Last 3. Keep those elbows wide. Last 2. I don't want you to pull the chin to the chest. All right, on your next curl, we're going to hold, and we're going to hold those legs long, and we're just going to breathe for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and pull it all the way in, you guys. Take the weight off the shins. We're gonna roll onto our stomach. Okay, so you're gonna come all the way into a prone position. All right, after this, we're coming up onto our feet. So, you're down in that prone position. All right, my legs are parallel. So I've got the front of my ankles nice and flat, and my feet are about 4 inches apart. Okay, parallel position. We've got the weight between the hands, and now arms are nice and long in front of the body. All we're gonna do here is a nice, simple back extension. So we're gonna inhale, lift the shoulders and the top of the thighs. Inhale, bring it down. Good. Inhale, lift. Your exhale is when you lower. Exhale, lift it down. So I want you to think about pressing the pubic bone into the floor. You've got your weight. If the weight is too aggressive, meaning if you feel like you're shrugging your shoulders to get the weight up, let go of the weight and just use the body weight. You'll probably be able to get more lift without the weight as well. Curl. So challenging that multifidus. Good, the glutes, the hamstrings, that back. Good, getting the back side of the body. We want to look good from the front and the back. Good, you've got 4. Good, last 3. Good, you've got 2. This is all we're doing here. On your next one, you're gonna hold it up. Curl, hold, hold, and breathe. Roll those shoulder blades down and around the ribs. Press the pubic bone into the floor. Try to get the tops of the thighs to leave the mat for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and let it go, guys. So good. All right, coming on up. We're coming onto our feet with that weight. So bring that weight with you. We're gonna do some full range of motion squats. All right, so this is gonna take us into a whole series of leg work. So our feet are gonna be nice and flat on the floor. Let's bring them straight underneath the hips. Weight is between the palms. Okay, so we're gonna exhale as we reach the sitting bones back. Arms come up and overhead. Inhale as you rise up. Good. Exhale, reach the sitting bones back. Inhale as you rise up. Now on this squat, we're taking it nice and simple from the start. I want you to think about the sitting bone, center of the glute, reaching first. Okay, that's the first part of your movement I want you to really focus on, because with that reach, you'll get a natural tilt of the torso. And with the tilt of the torso, you want that tilt to match the angle of your shin. Okay, so that's what we're looking for on that squat. You can also think about spiraling, this is internal, spiraling those inner thighs up for the ceiling. That's gonna light up your glute, so it's gonna bring those sitting bones closer together in the back side of the body. Good, toes stay down. Heels stay down, everything. Heels are heavier than the toes. And those knees are staying behind the toes as well. Shoulder blades wrap your ribs. Good. Nice simple squat. This is going to bring us into a lot more squatting. Good, we've got 4 more. I'm going to turn back and face you. Good, we've got 3. We're going to take this into a split lunge. Into. Good. On your next squat, you're going to hold it. Okay, now from here, we're going to swivel to the left. Now my right knee is bent behind me. Now that's in a very close, narrow position. We're going to step the foot back, bring the arms down, and step it back to narrow. Step it back, and step it back to narrow. So my left leg is not coming out of that lunge. It's pretty much isometric. It's got a little pulse going on because I'm stepping that right leg in and out. Yes, in and out. Nice and controlled. Good, really reaching that left sitting bone for the floor. Or not for the floor, for your heel. Good. You've got it. Let's go for 4. We're going to be holding in 3. Good, you guys. Last 2. and heavy. And now my arms are gonna go up and down. Woo, I'm losing my balance. Keep that left heel heavy. Up and down. Good, it's a lift and a lower. You can think about those inner thighs squeezing together, but those legs are isometric, they're not moving. You're here for 4. We're gonna add a rise through the legs in 3. You've got 2. All right, you guys, on your next one, you're gonna bring those arms up, but you're also gonna straighten both legs. And then you're gonna come back to your lunge. Yes, you're gonna lift both legs straighten, back heel stays lifted, arms come up, but remember the biceps stay in front of the ears. We don't want our ribs to open. That's why we keep the arms slightly in front of the body. Yes, driving that heart rate up a little bit as well. All right, you guys, keeping it here. Good. Let's go for 4 more lifts. Bringing it nice and low into that lunge every time. Last 3. Good, you've got 2. We're holding one more time. We've got 1 more hold. Good, on your next one, you're gonna hold it low. Keep the arms at chest height. Right knee is hovering off the floor. We're gonna rotate to the left through the waistline, and then exhale back to center. Right ribs, they twist towards your left inner thigh. And then we come back to center. Rotate and twist, legs isometric, they're not changing. Good, they should be shaking. You're here for 4. Woo, breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, last 3. Good, you've got 2. And last 1. Bring it all the way back to center and come all the way up, guys. All right, we're coming back into squats. So turn to face the front. Okay, and we'll start in that narrow squat position. Weight is still between your hands, all right? So we're gonna squat. We're only gonna work the left side. So we're gonna squat, arms up and overhead. We're gonna come up and we're gonna step it wide and squat. Bring it up, step it narrow and squat. Bring it up, step it wide and squat. Good, so keeping the feet in parallel. Okay, my feet are coming to hip width and then they're coming to about shoulder width. But we keep the toes pointed forward. And we're only stepping the left leg. Right leg stays where it's at. Okay, left leg is going in and out. Yes. Good, you got it. Make sure you're loading the heels, okay? But you're keeping the toes down. Now, also important, as you step into the squat, the core is engaged, all right? So I don't want you guys to be flailing the low back, okay? Keep that low back nice and flat. We got 4 more. 3. Good, you guys. Last 2. All right, last 1. Wide. Good, now you're gonna come back to narrow, but that weight is gonna come to the outside of your left hip. So right where the leg meets the hip, you want the weight and you wanna hold it there with the palm of your hand. Okay, you're in your squat, right hand to the hip. We're gonna shift our weight to the right. As we lift the right leg, we're gonna lift that left leg bent. And then we're gonna come back to the squat. We're gonna lift a little on the right leg, left leg stays bent, and then we bring it back to the squat. So it's a lateral lift. Yes, and you're just lifting and lowering. You're loading the right leg to get that lateral lift from the top of the hip. Okay, so I don't care how high you go. I care about the position that your left leg is in. Okay, so keeping that knee pointed forward, okay, you're lifting and rotating from the top of the hip, and then you bring it back for the squat. Lift, and lower into your squat. Yes, you got it. Woo, all right. We got 4. Good. Last 3. You got 2. All right, you guys. Good. Last 1. Hold your squat through center. Hold your weight where it's at and just give me a little pulse. Little pulse, that's it. Little pulse. I want you to think about the center of your sitting bones. Or center of your glute, where your sitting bones are. They're narrowing. They narrow towards the middle of your body to lift you. That's how your pulse is happening. Core is engaged. Good, you're just holding that weight there. That's just a little extra added bonus. Good, you're here for 4. Woo, last 3. Good, you've got 2. And bring it all the way up, guys. All right, stay where you're at. Right hand takes your weight, okay? Left hand is gonna come to the hip. We're gonna step into a lateral lunge with our left leg. So it's gonna look like this. Left leg steps out, we reach, right arm forward. Yes, and then we're gonna pull the weight to the chest and step forward into a curtsy. Okay, so we're gonna come back, woo, take it out to that lateral lunge, bring it in, and step to a curtsy. So balance is involved here, right? That right leg is staying in the position it's in, okay? But we're stepping that left leg in and out. So in your lateral lunge, I want you to think about reaching that left hip back like you're sitting in a chair, and then we bring it in and we step in diagonal, right? So that our right knee tracks behind our left ankle, and that weight is at the chest. Good, lateral lunge, bring it up, curtsy. Good, lateral lunge, take that right arm forward. Yes, torso will naturally tilt on that. Then the torso stays upright for the curtsy. Yeah, you guys, awesome. Awesome job. We're getting close. We're halfway there. Woo! That was a little big of a curtsy on my end. Don't go that far. Good. Got a little excited. All right, let's go for 4 more. Good, last 3. Reach that left sitting bone back when you come into that lateral lunge. Last 2. All right, you guys, last 1. We are gonna be holding, all right? But we're gonna come back to that lateral lunge to hold. Right arm is forward. From here, left sitting bone pulses up and down. Little lift, little lower. Good. Find your sitting bone and pulse from there. Get your heel heavy. Good. You've got it. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pull the right arm in. Find your curtsy. Hold. Yes. Okay, so my right knee is behind my left ankle. From here, we're going to pulse. Little pulse. Lots of pulses today. And they're simple, but they're deadly, right? So left heel is heavy. Keep your left heel heavy. Think about those inner thighs scissoring right past one another for that little 1 inch, that little lift. You've got it. For 6. Last 5. Woo, we got 4. Last 3. You got 2. And bring it all the way up, guys. Shake it out for a minute. Take that left leg, give it a little wiggle. All right, we're coming into that split lunge on the other side. All right, so find your squat. Okay, let's start that way, right in the center. We're gonna find our best squat, arms up and overhead. Okay, and then we're gonna swivel to the right. So this is how we started on the other side. Now, we're gonna step the leg out to a normal lunge, and then narrow step it in. Arms up. Arms down, step it back. Arms up, step it in. Okay? Heart rate is driving on all of this because we've got that weight. We keep bringing those arms up and overhead, right? And we're constantly moving. Yes, you guys, you got it. You got it. Took it from the floor to standing. Full body work. Good, nice controlled movement. Lighting up that right side now. It's already tired though, right? It already was working. We're here for 4. Stay with me, guys. Last 3. Good, you've got 2. All right, on your next one, when you have that normal lunge position, you're gonna hold it there. Now my arms are gonna go up and down. Up and down. So I want you to ignore your legs right now. I know that they're burning and they're shaking and they're tired, but I want you to think about now your arms. Those shoulder blades move down the back body as that weight comes up and overhead. Feel that in your body. Don't let the arms come behind your forehead. Good, you guys, you got it. We're here for 4. Load that front heel, not just your toes. Last 3. Good, little relief for the legs coming up. Last 1. Now on your next one, we're gonna lift with the arms, both legs straighten, and then we're gonna lower. Yes, both legs lift and lower. Good, inhale, rise. Lifting up with those inner thighs. Yes, keep that right heel heavy. Toes are connected to the floor. Back heel is lifted. Good, you guys. I'm going to start to count us down after this one. We've got 4 more. 4. Good. Last 3. Excellent, you guys. You got 2. All right. On your next one, you're going to hold it low. Arms are at chest height. We're going to rotate to the right. Think about your left ribs, reading your right inner thigh, and back to center. Stay low. Rotate. Think about your right sitting bone, reaching away from your left kneecap, and back. Good, you got it. We got 6 more rotations. That's it. Good, last 5. Woo, we got 4. Last 3. Oh my goodness. Last 2. Good, you guys. Last 1. All the way to center and bring it all the way back up, guys. Step it out. Reach out those legs. Shake them out. All right, we're coming back into the squat. Those steps, but now the right leg will step. Okay, so feet underneath the hips to start. Weight is in the palms. If you need to let go of the weight, you do that. Reach your squat back, and then we're going to step it out wide. Good. Reach your squat in, arms overhead, and then squat goes wide, arms overhead. Good. The arms come down as you move that squat in and out. Good. Sending those sitting bones back every time you go. Good. Nice controlled movement. Whew. Sweaty already, right? Sweaty, sweaty. Good, I don't know if my legs are tired from something else or if it's this, but I want you guys to stay with me. All right? You got it. We're making it count. All right, we got 4 more. Good, nice and slow. Last 3. Keep that belly button pulled up and in on those squats. All right, last 2. Last set right here, last one, narrow and wide. All right, now on your next one, you're gonna find that squat, but now your weight is to the outside of your right hip, right where the leg meets the hip. Left hand on your hip, find your squat, okay? And now we're gonna lift a little into that left leg as the right leg stays bent for that lift. And find your squat through center. Lift, right leg lifts, and bring it back. So, lateral lift, the knee is bent. You're lifting from the top of the hip. We are shifting our weight into that left leg, but I want you to keep the left knee soft always. Okay, we're not gonna lock it out. We're not gonna stand straight up on it. We're gonna keep it just a little bent. That way we keep working all that connective tissue so everything keeps shaking, right? It keeps shaking. Good, you got it, guys. Stay with me. Woo, oh boy. We got those lateral lunges coming up in that curtsy. All right, good, but we got 4 more right here. Good, last 3. Keep reaching those sitting bones, that's so important. Good, last 2. All right, you guys. On the next one, we have the pulse. So you're just holding that weight there right by the hip. Okay, that little pulse in that squat, nice and simple, but I want you to think about the sitting bones, generating the pulse from the center of the glute. Okay, think about still spiraling those inner thighs up and out, up and out. That's internal. I can't see that, you won't see that in me. Good, you're here for 5. Woo, last 4. Good, you got 3. Last 2. And bring it all the way up. All right, now that weight is gonna come into the left hand. Okay, right hand on the hip. We're still working that right leg, so make sure you have enough room. We're gonna step out into that lateral lunge, okay? So, right leg steps out. We sit back, left arm forward, and then as we come in, we pull the weight in, but we step the right leg forward for that curtsy. Good, right leg out to the side, lateral lunge. Now, if you need to take a pause at the middle and then step for your curtsy, do that. Okay, if you need that balance. Otherwise, we have a little momentum because we're coming from one move to the next. Okay, if you need the pause, take the pause. Good, I'm gonna give you guys a side view too so you can see that lateral lunge. So, you're reaching the right sitting bone way back. My knee stays behind my toes. Okay, then I come in and I step forward for the curtsy. My ankle in front of my left knee. Okay, bring it back, find my lunge, and then I come back and I find my curtsy. Good, find my lunge. Yes, and find my curtsy. Good, nice and smooth movement. Controlling the pelvis. Okay, the pelvis stays level the whole time we're doing this. Those hip bones, they keep working together. That's the job of the core, to stabilize that pelvis. Keep everything in alignment. Good, keep those bone rhythms moving the way they should be moving. All right, we got 4 more after this curtsy. Woo, 4. Good, last 3. Good, you've got 2. All right, you guys, last set. We are gonna be holding. All right, on your next lateral lunge, we're gonna hold it, and now we're gonna focus on that right sitting bone, and we're gonna pulse it. Yes, little pulse, right here. Try to release the toes if they're gripping for dear life. Good, you've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, bring it all the way in, step into your curtsy, find your balance, don't fall like I did. Good, hold it there, and now we got a little pulse. A little pulse. Left knee gets a little closer to the floor. Good, I want you to think about squeezing the inner thighs together, okay? And we're tweezing those inner thighs up and into the midline for this pulse. Yes, you got 6. Woo! Last 5. Good, you've got 4. Last 3. Good, you've got 2. And bring it all the way back, you guys. So good, shake it out. All right, we're not done with our squats. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're gonna add a little pulse into this, okay? So weight between the hands again. The moves are simple today, but they're intense, okay? So squat movement again. All right, so feet underneath your hips, or just a little wider than your hips is fine too, okay? More like shoulders. We're gonna find our squat. So weight to the chest, squat. Okay, now we're gonna pulse, reach for the floor, pulse through center, reach for the sky. Pulse in your squat, pulse for the floor, pulse through center, and reach for the sky. Pulse your squat, pulse for the floor, pulse through center, and reach for the sky. Good, it's a squat. You're pulsing into touchdown. Come back to your squat and reach to the sky. Okay, so now right here, even though your core is engaged, right? I know I should always talk about the core, but I tend to not do that because I want it to be a given that your core is always engaged, okay? I want you to think about your glutes right now. I want you to think about really sending those glutes outbound, sending that booty back as you pulse here. You're gonna feel your quads. You're gonna feel those legs all the way around, right? But I really want you to think about those sits bones broadening to get you deep into that squat. Okay, we're pulsing down. Pulse at center and pulse it up. Good. Pulse center, down, center, and up. Yes, good. Woo! All right. Nice. I'm not going to make you jump. Don't worry. Not today. All right. We got 6 more here. After this one, we're reaching for the sky. All right. We got center, down, center, sky. Last 5. Center, down, center, for the sky. Last 4. Center, down, center, sky. Last 3. Oh boy. Down, center, for the sky. Last 2. Center, down, center, for the sky. Last 1. Center, down, center, for the sky. Find your squat and hold right here. Little pulse for 8. Woo, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it all the way up, guys. Shake out the legs. All right, no more need for the weight. Set your weight down. We're getting really close to the end, guys, but I'm gonna start taking us down towards the floor again. All right, so we're gonna come into some Pilates push-ups. All right, so feet underneath the hips. All right, I also call these walkouts, so you're probably pretty familiar with that. Arms are gonna come up and overhead on a nice big inhale. We're gonna give those legs a break. We're gonna exhale. Nod the chin for the chest, round down towards the floor. Walk your hands all the way out to your very best plank, and you're gonna go for a push-up. Now, chest does not need, and walk your hands back up. Okay, arms up and overhead. Now, what I was gonna say on that push-up is you can make that push-up as small or as big as you'd like it to be. So the next time you come out to that plank and you don't feel like you can come all the way to the floor, just go 2 inches down, 2 inches back up, and walk your hands back. I want you to think about getting those legs a little straighter every time you come into that roll down. Okay? Good. Find that push-up, big or little. Walk those hands back. Good. Bringing it all the way up to standing. Plank. These walkouts are one of the best full body exercises. So if you have a day where you just don't know what to do or you don't have time for a big workout, get in 10, 15, 20 of these. Nice full body integration. The whole body is working. Good. It ups that heart rate. Excellent. Excellent for the core. Good. Guys, we got 5 more here. 5 more walkouts. See, I was talking so much, we don't even know how many we were doing. Unless you're counting at home. See, I'm not counting. I never really do a good job of counting. That's the one thing about Pilates teachers. We make it up as we go. Good, bring it up. Last 4. We'll never say, I don't think I've ever said reps. I'm not sure if I've ever said that in class. Good. Bring it up. We are coming into some holds, guys, so get ready. We got 3 more. 3 more. We're going to end strong, and I'm giving you a nice stretch today. Find that push-up. Yes, we've got 2. 2 more. Woo. Good. Rounding it down. Walk it out. Push up. Yes, we've got 1 more. But we're going to stay on the ground for this one. We're not going to round up. Round it down. Walk it out. Find that push-up still. And hold your plank. All right, from here, we're going to step our forearms to the ground. And then we're going to step them back up. We're going to step our other forearm down. The right one will follow, or whichever one you started with, and step it back up. Okay, so you're alternating the arm that is stepping down and stepping up. Don't overthink it though, just keep moving. All right, you guys, you got it. Woo! You got 5. Last 4. You got 3. Core is engaged. Last 2. It doesn't have a choice, right? It does not have a choice. Last 1. Hold your plank. Come up into your plank. Hold it. Give me a push-up halfway and hold. Okay? Both elbows bend, guys. This is it. We're ending strong. Elbows bend. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and come all the way to the floor, guys. All the way down, press yourself back into a child's pose. Reach those sitting bones away from your hands. Woo! And just let yourself relax here. Knees can go the width of the mat. Good, just really opening up through the shoulders, the chest, good, the glute. And take 2 big breaths for me right here. So, ribs are gonna open up towards the sides of the room. Big inhale. Exhale all that air out. 1 more real big inhale. Inflate those ribs. Exhale all that air back out. Good, all right. We're gonna come on up. We're gonna take the right foot forward. So we're in a staggered kneeling position, okay? We're gonna stretch out those quads a little bit to start. So, right foot's gonna stay flat on the floor. We're gonna reach back with our left hand, find balance, okay? And draw that left heel in towards the sitting bone. Now, I want you to keep your chest upright, all right? But I want you to think about curling your hips or your tailbone. Think about curling it under the body, and you should feel your left glute, or your left quad, front of the left thigh, light up. We're opening up that left hip. We're stretching that left quad. We're not directly on the kneecap. Okay, we're in front of the kneecap, at the very low end of that thigh. Good, holding it here. Press the foot into the palm. Curl the tailbone for 4. Last 3. Good, last 2. Release that left leg. Let's take the left elbow, take it to the outside of the right knee. Good, and that right arm is gonna reach up and back for a big spinal twist, but you should also feel your right glute. Big twist right there. Holding it for 4, breathing for 3. Last 2. Good, bringing it all the way back to center. We're gonna press that back on our left shin and extend the right leg forward. That right foot can flex so we get into the hamstring. I did this last night with you, May, with the slider, but I really want you to reach those sitting bones back. We're here for 4, 3, 2, good, bring it up, and now we're gonna fold the right knee, okay? So the right knee's gonna bend and we're gonna bring it into a pigeon position. So we're in like a half lotus. I'll turn and face you. Right knee is hooked in front and that left leg is out back. So we're in a pigeon stretch. Left quad, the back leg is on the floor. Ankle is open, right? And now if you feel comfortable here and you get enough of a stretch with the chest up, great. If not, bring your arms down to the floor, forearms down over that inner thigh, and you'll feel a much bigger stretch in through that right hip, that right glute, inner thigh, whole bit right there. Holding and breathing for 4. Last 3. Good, last 2. Good, coming on up, we're gonna swivel now. I should be facing you, but we're gonna swivel into a half straddle. So the right knee that was bent is gonna stay bent, left leg is out to the side. Okay, and from here, we're gonna bring our arms up and overhead, and we're gonna round down or hinge first. Start with a hinge from the hip. Hinge first over that left leg, and then let yourself round down over the leg. You can hold on to that leg wherever you can reach, and get that chest pretty close to the thigh. Good, hold and breathe for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Good, coming on up. Now we're gonna take the hands down around the right quad. Okay, and we're just gonna round down over that right inner thigh. So it's stretching out the back a little bit. I want you to make sure that you walk those left fingertips out and forward. Okay, so you feel your left lat, okay, the back, kind of lighter, stretch a little bit. For 4. Last 3. Good, last 2. Bring it all the way up. Now we're gonna switch legs. Right leg's gonna come out, left leg's gonna come in, so we're reversing it all the way through. Arms are gonna come up and overhead. We're gonna turn and face the right leg. We're gonna hinge. Hinge forward over that right leg, and then we're gonna round to draw ourselves down towards the right leg, holding on to that leg wherever you can, and just holding and breathing there. I sometimes like to take my left hand, and wrap it to the outside of the right foot. That way you also get a big stretch in through that left waistline. Good, you're here for 4, 3, 2. Good, come on up, arms up and overhead. And we're coming down now over that left quad. Walk those hands out, make sure you really stretch those right fingertips out so that you feel your right lat into that back, that right waistline. Try to keep the right hip not on the floor, it is going to be up, but make sure you're pressing it back. You're here for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Good, walk those hands back up. Let's come into that pigeon stretch now. So we're going to swivel, left knee stays bent, but now we're going to face the left leg, and my right quad, top of the right thigh, is going to come down onto the mat. Okay, now if you get a big enough stretch, staying upright, fine. Or you can bring your forearms down to the floor and round that chest over the left inner thigh and get that big stretch right there. Good. Hold and breathe. Woo, for 4. Last 3. Good, last 2. Good, coming on back up. We're gonna find that staggered kneeling position. So this time our left foot will be forward, but we're gonna walk that left heel all the way out to start. So the left leg is nice and straight. And we're gonna sit back through the hips so that you feel a stretch through your left hamstring and your left calf. Okay, you feel that stretch right there, pressing that left hip towards the floor. For 4. Last 3. Good, you've got 2. Good, coming all the way back up, slide that left foot in a bit, and now we're gonna find that spinal twist. So our right elbow is gonna come to the outside of the left knee, left arm is gonna come up and back, so we're twisting away from that right leg. That left glute, you should feel that. Good, you're here for 4. Last 3, 2, bring it all the way back to center, and last thing is that quad stretch, so we're going to take that right foot, bring it in with the right hand. Good, bring the heel to the glute, but more importantly, I don't care how much you pull on that leg, what I really want you to think about is curling or tucking the pelvis under the body so that you get that stretch on the right psoas muscle, base of the core, and that right quad. Holding it there for 4. for 3, last 2. Let go of that foot. Bring your hands to the floor. Both feet come under the body. And we're going to hang down over those bent legs. Nice and relaxed through the head, neck, and shoulders. We're going to inhale as the knees stay bent. And stack that spine 1 vertebrae at a time like building blocks. All the way up to standing. Head is the last thing to pick up. And you are all set, you guys. Whew, nice job, you guys. All right. That was a killer workout. Even for me, writing the workout was deceiving than when I was actually doing it. So, good job. I was in it with you. I felt it too. Hopefully you're sweating. I am. And that stretch at the end should kind of re-lengthen all of those muscles back out again because it was some intense movement today. But well done. You just finished an hour-long mat Pilates session. Good for you. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.